Next to face the dragons is lawyer turned tech entrepreneur Sanjay Lobo.
Our business helps people make an impact in the local communities or have an impact on the planet. My dad was customer number one. Sadly, he passed away about a year ago. I think he'd be incredibly proud of what we do, and I don't think he'd believe where we've got to. Yeah.
Sanjay is used to selling the merits of his business, but a visit to the den is still a nervy occasion.
I pitch a lot to investors. I've been doing that for a while, but these guys are different. I've been watching the show for so many years, so it feels really surreal to be here. I feel incredibly passionate about what we do and quite excited about going into it.
Hi Dragons, my name's Sanjay. I'm the CEO and founder at OnHand. I'm here today to pitch for £100,000 in return for 2% equity in my company. OnHand is an on-demand platform that engages employees in doing local social good or taking eco-action. Things like reducing your CO2 impact by taking a lifestyle pledge that reduces your impact on the planet, perhaps an elderly help mission to get someone shopping in who's housebound, or perhaps something as simple as taking some surplus food from the back of your cupboard and delivering that to a local food bank. We want to make doing good as cool as using Netflix or Tinder. Let me show you how it works. So the scenario is you're an employee in a business that's just signed up for OnHand and you're searching right now for sustainability initiatives. We've got quite a few of those on the app right now, so let me just pick one. No Clothes essentially is quit buying new clothes for the next 2 months, and we know the CO2e reduction from doing so is about 11 kilograms per month. I'm not going to accept that, though. I'm going to continue browsing. I think I saw something on pet care, so I'll go back and hit that. Pet care for Anne is likely walking her dog. She's very likely came out of hospital recently and just can't take a pet out anymore. I'm going to go ahead and accept that request. What's happened now is I've got Anne's exact address details, and I've also got her phone number, and I can go ahead and contact her straight away. Nothing like this has existed in the market ever before, which makes us hugely different. We think there's a giant opportunity for a solution like OnHand to deliver incredible impact for people and planet. We'd love you to come along on this journey, and I welcome your questions.
An app that provides a pocket-sized platform through which company employees can do good deeds is the proposition from Sanjay Lobo. Sanjay is seeking £100,000 in return for a 2% stake in his business. But will his attempt to take volunteering high-tech push the right buttons with Tuka Suleiman?
Sanjay, I love the fact that you're doing good.
Thank you.
But let's just look at some of the numbers. What's the biggest scale of the revenue for this business?
In 2021, we signed up 100 corporates. Our revenues grew from about 4K at the start of the year to 22K on a monthly recurring basis. We're at 35 right now. We expect to be at 40, roughly half a million in the next month or so. If we do nothing different than what we did in Q1 this year, we'll hit £1 million.
Now, just give me a little background about how you thought of this and your journey up to now.
Actually, it wasn't my idea. It was started by a number of charities, and they owned 20% and I owned 80%. And this is people like the Red Cross, RNIB, WaterAid, and huge other giant charities. They were struggling with getting younger demographics into volunteering. I came along because I was trying to find a solution for my dad. He's got Parkinson's, couldn't quite lift his shopping anymore. I live in Brighton, he lives in London. I thought it solved my issue, but I thought it could go on to solve millions of people's issues.
So I'm fascinated about the start of your story. I mean, what's your background that convinced these guys you should have 80% of the business?
The innovation teams at charities kind of realised they could not do this themselves. It wouldn't exist now if someone didn't come in and take it on. I've been working in tech, high-growth tech companies for the last 20 years, but this idea, I couldn't get it out of my head. And so I was just incredibly engaged in delivering something.
Sanjay believes he's perfectly placed to capitalise on a global drive to make doing good a key part of doing business. But what Stephen Bartlett's seen on screen has left him feeling distinctly underwhelmed.
The design and the look of the app are really, really ugly. And that, for me, when I see that, I go, oh, these are people that don't know how to build apps. They haven't got experience in design and user experience.
Branding is number one on our hires for the second half of this year. We've grown very fast. We absolutely think we can make this look a lot more attractive.
What are you doing in the app in terms of gamification? And by that, I mean, what are you doing to incentivize people to continue to use the product? You know, if I've done a good deed, a lot of people will want to signal that to all of their followers potentially. So
Correct.
What are you doing on that front?
I wonder if I can just connect again.
I thought you were just texting your girlfriend. To be
Yeah.
It looked like you got really bored halfway through that conversation.
I thought he was writing the notes down. I thought he was taking notes.
Sorry. You can instantly see your impact. I have done 90 missions. I've saved 74 kilograms in CO2e. I've planted a lot of trees. We use trees to activate and engage people. So we'll plant a tree for your first mission. We'll plant a tree for every 10 missions you do. There's various badges I can unlock. Those are the ones I've done so far.
Is there a corporate gamification where me as a company is able to kind of compete against another company, or I can see how I rank there?
There's a little bit of that on the app. You can see who else in your company is active. But on the corporate version of the dashboard, you can see different teams within your organisation and how well they're doing. So something we've just released is, well, why don't you compete team against team about who can reduce the most amount of CO2e in the next quarter, the next 6 months, the next year? And so there's group-based competition.
One of the things that concerned me is if my grandmother was on the app and she needed help moving something inside of her home, your app would send a stranger around to my grandmother's house.
So we were really lucky to be set up by the charities, and all of their safeguarding leads had a hand in how we did safeguarding.
Yeah.
On the volunteer side, we'll do an ID check and email verification too for a corporate volunteer, and that's for the vast majority of things you can do on the app. If you want to go face-to-face and help someone, we'll also do a DBS check.
A searching cross-examination from social media mogul Stephen Bartlett. Has Sarah Davies heard anything to convince her that this could be £100,000 well spent?
Sanjay,
Hi there.
I think you've presented very, very well. You're clearly very competent in the market, in the area. What I really want to understand is, why are you here today?
There's a few things. One is, I'm kind of on this journey fairly alone. I'm a solo founder, and it's quite hard to just figure out strategy and are you getting it right? So we're
So lonely, mentoring support?
Yeah, and then I think you're all like really well connected. So yes, that network and introductions would be phenomenal for a business like us.
So you want our little black books and you want an arm round the shoulder?
Yes,
Yep,
thank you.
that's it, it's okay. You're just trying to cut through
An
the
arm
BS
around the
and get
shoulder
it
would be
straight.
nice, thank you.
Excellent. So from my perspective, I think the purpose behind the business is fantastic. You are exceptional.
Thank you.
You've presented so well here. It's very complicated. I don't do tech, and I've really understood what you're showing me and also understood why you are the right guy to make this a success. When I look at it from my perspective and how could this work together, as I said, tech's not my area. I don't think I would necessarily be the best support for you. So for that reason, I won't be investing today, and I'm out.
A setback for Sanjay as a first dragon declines the deal. Is tech titan Peter Jones willing to spend big to digitise doing good?
I think that it's really interesting what you're trying to do, and I think you really have a good head start on this. I think that the big thing comes down to valuation. When you're investing in tech, you have to believe that you're going to get 5-6 times your money back. And that would mean that my 100K would require a much higher level of equity. So I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to offer you all of the money, but I want 12% of the business.
An offer for Sanjay, albeit for 6 times more equity than he was originally looking to give away. Will any of the 3 remaining dragons be tempted to table a more enticing proposal?
Sanjay, You've come in here for 100,000 for 2%. You're just on the verge of where I don't get out of bed for 1%. But I love the concept. So I don't want to say a lot. I just want to give you an offer. I'm willing to offer you all the money for 12%.
Thank you.
Sanjay, I'll tell you where I am. I also really like it. When I look at this business, I see a huge amount of opportunity and I see a tremendous challenge. I really think what you need is someone like me who you're going to be able to speak to every week. So when I look at 2%, I think that's the investor option, but I think I'll be much more than an investor. So my offer is going to be at 10% for the 100K.
So Sanjay, what I love about this is it covers so many aspects. You know, it isn't just so, well, there's the environmental piece, there's the social responsibility piece, there's the community piece, you know. So it actually enables an organisation to say, actually, we care about the way we are, the way our communities live. So I love what it does. I also think I don't need to know about the tech. I wouldn't pretend to. You've got that covered. So I'm going to make you an offer, and it's going to be for all of the money, but I want 10% of the business.
Thank you.
Do you want to go chat to the wall?
I guess so.
A flurry of further offers has left Sanjay with 4 competing bids to consider. Peter Jones and Tuka Suleiman are both offering £100,000 in exchange for 12% of the business, while Stephen Bartlett and Deborah Meaden each want 10%. All significantly higher than the 2% equity that was initially on the table.
I guess the first thing to say is I'm just bowled over. The offers I've had are wonderful. Probably can't go as high as the numbers that you've talked about so far. So I'd love to propose doubling the equity I'm coming in with.
That's a long way off.
Yeah, I agree with Deborah. It's a long way off. It is a long way off.
I will throw something out there, whether or not it would be of interest to share amongst all of the 4 remaining dragons with a smaller equity percentage.
That would be absolutely open to that. I'd love multiple dragons if that worked for others.
What I was going to propose is we took 1.5% each, so there's a 6%. Would that be more palatable?
Yes, 6% sounds much more attractive. If I could come back to Stephen and Tuka and Peter.
It's difficult. Because only you know the answer, you know your business. If that's what you think, how we can add value to your business, then I will conform with the offer that Deborah initially raised.
Sanjay, I'm not going to be an obstacle to the offer. I will go with my fellow dragons.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to invest in this business at a valuation of 6%. My valuation was 12%.
Well, before you say that, what would you go to as a
I was
straight?
happy to come down to 10% because I felt that was reasonable.
We're negotiating now on your behalf.
Sure.
I think the offer, it's a 10% offer for all of the money, split between 4 dragons. So 4 dragons have 2.5% each. And when you have repaid the 100,000, 25,000 to us, each dragon will give you 1%. So we end up with 1.5% after you've returned our money. And then I think that's a great journey.
Okay. I'd love to accept your offer.
Great.
Great.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Sanjay.
Thanks,
Well
everyone.
done.
Thank you.
Success for Sanjay, who leaves the den with £100,000 and the backing of 4 dragons.
Well, that was completely nuts. To have that reaction from that many of the dragons
He's played a blinder there.
I do think it was important to negotiate that where we got a little bit more. Otherwise, it's starting to feel like we were volunteering ourselves for his app.
It'll take a while to sink in. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.